Hey friends, what's up? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. In today's What I Eat in a Day video, I think it's going to be a little bit interesting because I, did not go out to the grocery store this past weekend. I actually ordered groceries to be delivered. So there's that. And then I also didn't go to the farmer's market because I just wasn't feeling well and I didn't want to go out and about and all of that good stuff. So I just ended up ordering groceries and making do with what I could find. And also, the second thing is that it is a holiday week for people in America. So I have a very short work week, and then for the remainder of the week, I'm going to be cooking up a storm. I am going to be making a lot of holiday dishes. So most of the stuff that I have at home are dedicated to those holiday dishes. Lots of prep that's gonna happen. So I wanna make dishes that are super simple, even simpler than usual on this channel, at least for today. So that is why my breakfast is looking so basic, very simple. There's no frills to this, seriously. It took me maybe like 2 minutes to make this. So essentially what this is a sandwich. I guess you could call it a sandwich, even though there's barely anything going on in here. But I'm trying to see if it'll focus. So essentially what this is just a slice of sourdough bread from Bread Alone. That one is like my favorite right now. It's just one slice. I cut it in half because it was a huge slice, and then I toasted it a little bit. I put vegan butter on each side. The miyokos oat butter, hint of sea salt, is my favorite one. And then I just did a just folded egg. So you can actually go into the freezer section. I just put it down so that it's not like spilling on me. But you can go into the freezer section, depending on your grocery store, and you can find just egg that is already like pre-cooked and just folded into like little squares. I'm sure you can see that here. And all you have to do is like microwave it and it's pretty much done. So I found those, and that's literally what this sandwich is just a just egg patty, a little bit of vegan butter on sourdough toast. That's pretty much it. I'm going to take a bite just for you. I could have definitely put in vegan cheese and stuff like that on this, but I didn't want to. That is so simple, but so good. It's like the flavor of the ingredients really shine here. So the sourdough, of course, it has a nice tang to it. It has a nice sour quality to it, which is what I love so much about sourdough. And you really get that here. And I feel like the saltiness from the vegan butter just makes it pop even more. And I'm a big butter person, so anytime that I can have like vegan butter and let that shine and I can actually taste it, I absolutely love that. So I'm getting that here. And then just the vegan egg inside is just the perfect filling for this. I honestly don't need anything else. I don't feel like I need vegan cheese or vegan meats or anything like that. Although, if you do have that and you add that in here, I'm sure it will be perfection, and maybe even like a sauce or something like that, but I like to keep it simple. So that is breakfast. Okay, I'm having my apple. Like I said, I couldn't go to the farmer's market, so I got it from like a delivery grocery service. So it's in a bag, unfortunately, but these are organic Honeycrisp apples. So I think I like Honeycrisp apples based on like what I get at the farmer's market. I think these are like super delicious, so I'm gonna have one of these. Hello again, friends. I'm having lunch and I'm doing sort of like a classic lunch combination. I'm doing a half sandwich with a soup kind of vibe. I have a lot of soup. I'm actually going into my pantry right now. I have a lot of soups from this brand. It is Pacific Foods, and I just ordered a lot of these when I did my grocery shopping because I knew that I was gonna have a lot of soup while I wasn't feeling that great. And also, soup is one of my favorite things, especially when it starts to get colder. Sorry, Riley is like all up in the area. So that's why I have so many soups, and that is exactly what I made. I made the soup and I decided to have like a half sandwich to go with it. By the way, it's not this soup that I made. I'll show you in a second. But this one is creamy oat milk, cumin, carrot. I've never had it before. The one that I have today, is a combination of 2 Pacific Foods soups. And I'm gonna do some B-roll so that you can see what's actually going on in this bowl. Also, this bowl is extremely hot, but essentially what it is half and half of a creamy tomato soup using oat milk as well, and then half of like an herb garlic kind of broth that I also think they made with oat milk. So they make like a lot of oat milk based soups, at least when they're trying to make creamy soups. And the reason why I mixed half and half is simply because I made those 2 soups, and those 2 soups had just a little bit of leftovers. So I decided to just like combine the 2 into one and just call it a day. It's super easy, and honestly, the soups have been a little bit underwhelming. Like, they're not too flavorful. So for me to combine the 2 soups together didn't make any sort of clash of flavors, if that makes sense. It just kind of made it better, honestly. So that's what I have in this bowl right here. And then for my half sandwich, I know I had a sandwich for breakfast, but I'm having another sandwich for lunch. It is what it is. But this is the half sandwich that I have. Oh my gosh, she's like obsessed with me. So the half sandwich is essentially just another slice of that bread alone sourdough bread. It's just another 1 slice of it. I toasted it and then I cut it in half. And inside is a little bit of vegan cream cheese, Kite Hill cream cheese, just the plain one. I use that cheese because I'm trying to get rid of it, and that tub, the Kite Hill one, tends to go bad really quickly. So I'm just trying to like speed through it. And then I just have a little bit of vegan deli slices from Tofurky. I think these are the hickory smoked ham ones. I just put 2 slices in there, and that's literally it. So soup and sandwich, I will very likely dip my sandwich into the soup. I will say, in addition to the soup, when I was making the tomato soup, I put in a little bit of seasonings just to amp up the flavor a little bit. So I put a little bit of Italian seasoning and a little bit of red pepper flakes. And let me tell you, be careful when you're making soup and you're adding red pepper flakes to it, because the red pepper flakes really infuse a lot. So a little bit goes a long way. This is pretty spicy, but it's still really delicious. I'm really scared to taste it. Yeah, I burned my mouth. That's extremely hot. I put it in the microwave for like 4 minutes, which is probably too much, but it's really good. It has that nice, strong, peppery flavor when I added the pepper flakes, and then it has that nice base of tomato. And then, of course, the herbs that I added in. I don't think the herb and garlic broth is super flavorful, to be honest with you, so there is just like a hint of it, but it's not the stronger of the 2 soups here. I think the tomato one is a little bit better. But let me try this sandwich. I think it's just gonna be pretty average. Let's see. The bread, of course, my favorite. Love sourdough. The slices have a nice smoky flavor to it, so it's super savory. And then that paired with the tangy, creamy cream cheese, it's actually a really great combination. It's not something that I would probably do often, but they do work together. And I have a feeling when I dip this whole sandwich, like the crustiness of this bread, when I dip it into the soup, it is going to be so satisfying. So there you go. That's not... Hello again, friends. It's not exactly dinner time, but I do want to come on while there is still some sunlight to tell you about what I'm going to make for dinner. But before I get into that, I figured that maybe I would share what I'm making this holiday season for like Thanksgiving dinner. Because I am going to be cooking. I'm just going to be cooking for Ian and I. It's just like, you know, just the 2 of us. So although I am going to be making a lot so that we have enough for leftovers and stuff, it is just for 2 people. So this is what I'm going to be making. I am going to be making 2 roasts. The first roast is from Trader Joe's. I think that one is my personal favorite. It has like a crispy exterior. It's crunchy on the outside. And then there is like a stuffing on the inside, which I think the stuffing is really, really good in my opinion. And it does come with a gravy that I think is super, super impressive. So Trader Joe's is the go-to one. The second roast that we have to make sure that we have leftovers is from Gardein. It's just their holiday roast, and I can't recall if it's good or not. It looks okay. It looks okay. I think it has like some cranberries in it, which I'm not a big fan of cranberries, but we got that just because I picked one and then Ian picked one. Ian picked the Guardian one, I picked the Trader Joe's one. So those are the two roasts and those are the mains, I guess, right? So then now I'm gonna be making a lot of sides. The way that I like to structure my Thanksgiving dinner sides is that I like to do a pasta, I like to do a potato dish, I like to do a bread dish, I always do stuffing, and then I do a vegetable dish, and then of course dessert. So the pasta dish is going to be just a classic lasagna. The potato dish, Ian specifically asked for potato wedges. I don't think I'm going to do a sauce with the potato wedges. I think I'll just have gravy on the side and that'll be it. Stuffing, I always do stuffing. I always do a very simple, no frills, stovetop stuffing. Stuffing is my personal favorite side dish for this time of year. So I'm making plenty of that. A lot of veggies are gonna go into that, like celery, onion, all of that good stuff. The bread that I'm going with, I know stuffing is bread, but the bread, like dedicated bread side that I'm going with is cornbread. And then the vegetable dish that I'm going with, oh my gosh, did I get the vegetable? I really had to think there for a second. I completely forgot, and it's probably because I've never made this dish before, but I'm making a green bean dish. It's just gonna be very simple, not a casserole or anything like that. It's just gonna be a simple sauteed buttery garlic green beans. And then the dessert, I decided to not make a dessert this year since I'm gonna be cooking everything else. And I went to Whole Foods and I found a vegan pumpkin pie. It looks so good. It looks super fresh the day that I got it. So as soon as I bought it, I brought it home and I ran and I threw it into the freezer so that it can stay fresh. And then the night before, I'm just gonna take it out so that it can thaw out and it'll be super, super good. It looks amazing. I'm really excited because I haven't had pumpkin pie in a really long time. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. As you can tell, I'm very, very excited for it. And now I will tell you about what I'm making tonight for dinner. It's nothing fancy, honestly. Just figuring things out and trying to make quick and easy meals for this very short week that I have, so that I can make space in the fridge for all of the cooking that I'm gonna be doing later this week. But I'm going to be making some pita pizzas. So basically just like personal kind of pizzas, but I'm gonna be making all of these so that I have enough for Ian. I have some whole wheat pita pockets here. I know they're pockets and you're supposed to like open them and you stuff stuff inside of it, but I'm not gonna do that. This is just the only one that I could find in that online grocery order that I did. So this is going to be like the pizza base for the pizza that I'm making. And it's gonna be a buffalo chicken pizza, of course, vegan. So this is the buffalo sauce that I have. It's Frank's Red Hot. This is accidentally vegan. Just gonna use that. This is the vegan chicken that I'm gonna use. It is from Sweet Earth Mindful. It's Sweet Earth Mindful Chicken Strips, plant-based protein. I've never had this before. I usually use tofurky when I wanna do like grilled chicken strips, but we'll give this a go. We'll see what happens. And then I have 2 different vegan mozzarella cheeses. I'm going to use this one because it's already open. It's from daiya, the mozzarella style cheese shreds. And if I need extra, I have extra, and this is from Miyokos. This is their cashew milk mozzarella. This one is my go-to for pizzas and stuff like that, but seeing that I have this and I'm trying to make room, I'll start with this and see if I need to use this as well. This melts pretty well too on pizza. There's also the Miyokos pourable pizza cheese. I did not get that because these pitas are so tiny, and I just knew that that pourable pizza cheese would just become a mess. So that's what we have. That's what I'm going with. I'm gonna put it on the screen so that you can see what it turns out to be, what it ends up looking like. I made pita pizzas the other day, but what I did was like a barbecue tempeh. I did like cheddar cheese, vegan cheddar cheese, I did barbecue sauce, I did onions, and then I did, of course, the tempeh that I marinated and baked with barbecue sauce as well. And that was such a success, so I have a feeling that this is going to be just as successful because we do love buffalo chicken flavors. You can't go wrong. So that is all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my little menu idea for Thanksgiving. But yeah, that is all for this week's video. I'll talk to you next week.